welcome to the latest episode of the Middle East and Throne podcast. I'm joined today by one of my best friends for many years, Mr. Stephen Beatty, aka Mr. Ibiza, aka Mr. Seed, aka the Kinetic Cook. Stephen, welcome to the podcast. How's things?
Good, Tala, good. What about you?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Thanks for that nice intro, by the way. I feel like my dick's grown about 3 inches.
Mr. Ibiza, but no,
Yeah.
Ibiza this year. Stephen, thanks for coming on the podcast. I know you're flat out with your new book and stuff, but we'll get into that in a minute. I suppose the first thing I want to ask you is, what made you become a chef, and why do you enjoy it so much?
Well, becoming a chef was just sort of by fluke. When we started work experience in the integrated fourth year, so about 15. So I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. Just thought he was a chef, so got a job in Laugharne's in the M.E.A.T. Went there for a week's work experience. Got offered work, and I was like, "Fuck! Hold on a minute. If I can do this here and get paid, I mightn't have to go back to school." So always my idea. So I goes, right, I'll just get as good as I can at this, and get paid. And then that was it. The fifth year, that was all of fourth year. Didn't really go back. We're looking back at it now. School played ball, like they were dead on. They knew I was working, so they were sort of like, right, okay, come in 1 or 2 days a week. Don't fuck about, and we'll make sure that there's no one up seeing where you're at and stuff.
And you've worked in some top quality restaurants, like you worked in the Viscounts for a few years, didn't you, Stephen? And you were head.
The name of being top quality, whether they're top quality or not, debatable, but.
They're good.
They're good. Yeah, around here they are good, and you get good feed. You know what you're going to get going into.
And I suppose having that in your CV is a good job too. Another thing,
it's a brilliant place to learn. Very, very fast. Real proper kitchen experience. Loads of as in fucking people off, not riding. Was that too? That's leave that for last. A load of just real high intensity, proper cooking. Saturday night packed, Sunday packed, Friday packed. Really good place to learn, yeah.
And then you were your last chef job really were you Taylor's House, wasn't it?
Yeah, Taylor's House. I was a head chef there when I was 26.
Which is very young, Stephen, is it, to be a head chef?
Yeah, that was a big deal for me. I just got lucky. The guy I was working for, Stevie Hope, who was excellent. He taught me far more than I learned in any school or off any other chef. He was there, and he went on to open his own restaurant, and I was his sous chef then, and he recommended that I would take over just from him, and that was it. It was brilliant. I loved it. Loved every minute of
it. And now your latest adventure is Seed in Dungannon, which I think is probably more successful than you probably ever thought. Maybe, or is it not as successful?
Yes and no, Shaggy. I did. So how that all came about was I was in Taylor's House, obviously, and again, Seed wasn't my idea. It was Peter Coleman and Kelly, his sister, that was their sort of brainwave, and Peter just got in contact with me, asking me could I help him set up a kitchen or whatever, and maybe give him a hand. And I was like, yeah, no, well, there was no mention of money or a job or anything. I was just like, fuck, this is a cool wee project. I'm in Taylor's House. I'm happy enough. I wasn't for going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was just spending more time with Peter. We were going over the shops, going over ideas. I've done a menu firm, and then as I got closer to opening, I was like, fuck, I think this thing could have legs. So Peter then obviously said, would you not come work here? And I was like, no, look, job's no good to me. I was at 26. I had all the money I wanted. It was getting well paid.
Yeah.
It wasn't in thousands a week or anything. Like, money wasn't an issue. I had plenty of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, a job's no good to me. If I'm coming here, I want a piece of the pie, and then that was it. Yeah. And so it works for them, and now it works for them and it works for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that one of the biggest successes of Seed is that although it is a very healthy menu, I think that the food's lethal in it, because I'm in it all the time. So if a big cunt like me is enjoying the food, Billy, you're doing something right.
Look, I'm the same, Shaggy. I never liked salads, and then when I was doing this menu, honest to God, it's stinking. because you just have in your head a big dirty bit of iceberg with a slice of cucumber and a rotten tomato slice on top of it. That's it.
uh,
When I used to think of salads, that's all I had.
uh,
Just a wee garnish on the side of the plate for garlic mushrooms.
yeah, I
No,
just
thank you. These salads are boom on the money. Loads of different flavors. You can play
uh,
about with. You can put different sauces with. It's just about you get to build a bowl of happiness.
that's exactly how you would describe it.
Yeah.
And it's led into you've recently released a cookbook along with Just Start Fitness, isn't it, Billy?
Just start fitness. Yeah. So
Um,
that was a Corona baby, Shaggy. Really, that there was
yeah,
no that wasn't premeditated or anything.
it's grown up, baby.
Um, we just got it. We just decided to do it for. It was initially again that was Jordan's idea. He wanted me to do something for his members. I was like, yeah, great, let's do it. So we put our heads together and thought. And then one thing led to another, and next thing we're writing a fucking ebook. I don't know how it happened, and then it was meant to be for money, make a bit of dough out of it. But I was getting paid, he was getting paid, and we just said, you know what, we'll just donate the whatever proceeds to the NHS, and that was it.
That's a
Like
fantastic
it
gesture.
yeah, I
I
suppose
actually,
it was the right thing to do, Shaggy. It's not like I was waiting on the money for my bread and butter. I
yeah,
would
yeah,
know
exactly.
I was in a very lucky position. I'm still getting paid. So
And plus, you know what? Um, I'm actually glad you did release the book because you were putting up Instagrams of the food you've made, and all I got from Claire was text Stephen and ask him what's in that. Text
yeah.
Stephen how you made that. And he's sitting going,
Oh, I
I'm
got
sure the lad's getting
I got
tormented
serious
here.
amount of people from asking me for when I was putting up the pictures to put up recipes. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, Shaggy, because I
Uh,
love doing that.
um, so as I say, I'm sort of making my way through your book at the minute.
How you
I
getting
purchased
on?
it. I there's a, here. You know what it is? There's a lot of stuff that you probably should have in your kitchen that I don't. So,
Like
me
what?
and
The only thing you need in that there thing's a blender.
I Stevie, you know what I'm like. If you can't deep fat fried baby, I'm not having it.
Right. Yeah. We'll have to change that, Shaggy.
Exactly. That's why I've sort of got this book because you see all these things online and all this bullshit, and I
Yeah,
just been
look, there.
no interest.
I think I'm the same. I read it as if I had never really cooked before. I wasn't like I'm sure there's stuff on that book where people like other chefs are reading it and probably going, "Holy fuck, he does that there like that there." He does. I know the right way to do it. I'm just putting it in layman's terms so
I
fucking Joe
for
Blog can do it.
I for
It's just,
people like me.
I'm
So
not. Yes. I'm not trying to impress chefs. I'm trying to get the average Joe to do it.
I to eat better,
Yeah.
because I'll tell you why. There's the roasted vegetables. I've made them, and they are here simple and all as it is. But you would never think through vegetables. Well, I would never think through vegetables. I got unbelievable. You can eat them anything like so. As
They're not well.
they are lethal. Sure, hi, and I'm nearly making them nearly every day now with everything, no matter what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Um,
That's and you can you keep in the fridge, heat them up the next day.
I said,
100%.
aye, lovely.
You
So
need to keep it as
no,
handy as possible. If it's not fun, forget about it.
aye. So we're gonna whenever we do our weekly shop, we're gonna get a few of the spices beats, and we're gonna get stuck into this. But no,
Yeah.
for anyone who's interested, uh, if you go on to Stephen's Instagram, just search Stephen Beatty or the Kinetic Cook.
It's
I'll
not there
actually,
anymore, Snaggle.
is it not?
No, Just Start Fitness. Go to juststartfitness.co.uk and it's there.
Happy days, there it is, and it's £14. All proceeds go to the NHS. A
You
very
know, in
good
hindsight,
cause.
I probably should have. I think I probably should have made it cheaper. I think I should have probably. I'd say right if we had done that. Oh, I'm saying this now for £9 or whatever. I'd
Uh,
say we had a fucking shifted some baby.
but hey,
It's
14
14 maybe, and it's in a wee bit too much looking back on it. But sure, you live and learn.
But hey, I'll tell you what it is. But it's I ain't gonna recommend the book, and it's not just because I have you in the podcast here, and me and you are friends, or whatever. It's
Uh-huh.
because
Uh-huh.
I you know 20 quid later, Stephen. It's the it's the fact that you see all these ones on Facebook, all these PTs and all, and they're putting up all this and make that, but. This is, as you put it, layman's terms for your average Joe who's doesn't really cook. Um, it's the job. So for 14 quid, and you'll save yourself a fortune going to Chinese's and stuff,
Yeah.
and all that jazz.
Good
So
takeaway.
14
Good
quid. And
takeaway.
here,
Cheers, I appreciate that. Good
the
man.
way I look at it is, you've nothing. Nobody can go for pints anymore. So 14 quid is what 3 pints. So
Yeah.
and you're sitting in the house, you've nowhere to go, so you may as well learn how to cook, which is
You've got this for life. For life.
exactly.
Life.
So yeah. all good that way. The next thing I want to go into, Stephen, and this is a very for people who don't do CrossFit. These guys,
Yeah.
people who are CrossFitters, people don't tend to really all think you're up. You're sort of up your own holes that you're better than everybody else. Is that
Shaggy,
true? Yeah.
Shaggy, I fucking hated CrossFitters. I thought they were, I swear to God, I thought they were public enemy number one. I remember saying, I will never be like them fuckers there, swinging off the bars, high fiving each other after workouts. Who the fuck do they think they are running around with their tops off? These are my words,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
8 months, 10 months later, I'm fucking balls deep. I'm high fiving them on the ground, going over for a hug. Can't wait to hug them, get my top off, and run over, go for a run outside with them.
Well, here,
Swinging,
Stephen.
swinging off the bars like a, I don't know, like a retarded dolphin.
But I'll tell you what it is, right? And it's like I'm going to put it in a way that you'll understand, as in like it's like CrossFit or like Man United, 90s, and the noughties. People hated them because they were so successful. You know, you were jealous of mine,
Yeah,
and as an Arsenal fan, and I hate United still. You have to admire that the work and all the success they had. And look,
yeah.
clearly for yourself, it's working, Stephen.
It is. Fuck, Shaggy. It's the fucking best work I've ever had in my life. I couldn't
Um,
recommend it enough to anyone, and I was a hater.
but
I was a
tell me
CrossFit
this:
hater.
you've always kept yourself in good enough shape. You've always been fit
Yeah,
enough. But you have a trait, Stephen, a mentality that very few have. See, even if you walked in and you were the unfittest person in the world, you wouldn't let someone beat you. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I think you need to have some sort of get up and go about your words. If I went to CrossFit, I'd just see some man climbing up and go, nah, not for
No,
me,
see,
no
I don't
chance.
think you would though, Shaggy. I think if you, I don't think you would. I'm doing workouts with guys that are 50, women with plenty of children. 50, like 50's not old, I'm saying, but
Uh,
there's just, but we are all doing the same workout and we are all fucked at the end of it. We're all getting the same stimulus out of it. We're
yes,
all like, there's just you're not, you're doing the same workout, but their weight might be slightly less. Or like, there's boys that are fucking far fitter than me. I'm not out here. I'm not out here winning world championships or anything. There's boys out there 20 times fitter than me. I'm fucking bang average, actually, to be honest with you.
cheaper
But
so.
yeah, yeah, I'm serious. But it's just so you can have the same workout with someone twice your age, twice your size, and you all feel unreal after this. You're so there. You see when you're there, you're in the middle of this fucking wall and you're wrecked. You're nowhere else, man. You're just there, and it's so hard to explain.
You're in the absolute trenches.
Yeah.
Obviously, Stephen being a chef. Tell me a bit about your dad. Has your dad changed since you started CrossFit, or have you always sort of ate clean, or in the past few months have you started eating really clean, or what's the
To be honest with
story?
you, in the past 6 months, well, from Christmas, I've made massive lifestyle changes. I've teetotaled. I'm off the drink. I've quit the partying. I've changed my whole outlook on life. To be honest with
Yes.
you,
Is that down? Is that down to? And I see you on your Instagram. You're posting up books, and you've highlighted a few things.
yeah.
Is it down to those books, Stephen? And if it is, why? And would you just name a couple of them books and explain to them how they change your life? Or
Yeah, well, I do. I read a lot of books, and I wanted to make a change. I wanted out of that fucking rat race of getting fucked every weekend, turning up on Monday, not being right to Wednesday, making the joke about how oh fucking no, I'm not too bad, and you absolutely horrified from the whole way through you. Um,
yeah,
it's just that's why I had to make some changes, and I
uh,
wouldn't say I was an alcoholic or anything, but my relationship with drink fucking sucked ass.
I think.
Like I had to get a bottle of wine and sink it before I went into a pub just for a couple
Uh,
of pints with lads. It was a terrible relationship with drink.
Um, but I think that was because Stephen, you worked most weekends, so when you get out, you just sort of, you sort
Yeah,
of
but
you went wild. But here, Stephen, like me and you partied many's a day and many's night, and I think when you hit a certain age, you just can't handle it anymore. Like that's
no,
why I
I
don't go
could
out
have
as
handled it. I could have handled it the best, but I could have kept going
no,
and kept going. That's why I knew I had to
no.
get out.
I
Yeah.
couldn't, Stephen. That's why I got out, because I just couldn't. You see that waking up on a Sunday morning by you, maybe not even in your own
Uh-huh.
house, and
Uh-huh.
just in the complete horrors about Thursday. So I'm not a teetotaler, but a very, very, I'm not as mental as used to be,
Yeah,
But I,
I would recommend going teetotal because I'm telling you now, it's changed my life, and I have had so much openings, so much opportunities. I'm so much more focused. My decision making is bang on. I've clarity, and that is a lot to do with the books and stuff. I was going to say about the books, Shaggy.
yeah,
What books do you want to hear about? I don't
the
look. The books is another thing too. I'm not fucking up my high horse here,
no, but
reading and doing all this, and I'm doing all the. I'm coming from the trenches.
but this is why I wanted to get you on here, Stephen, and talk about it. It's just I'm not having you on here as you're some sort of life coach or some sort
Yeah,
of guru,
yeah.
but you're one of the lads. I just want to know what book made you think, right? I am gonna. I
What
want to know about the five. Is it the five at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
five
well,
a.m.
it's
club?
I've finished it. It wasn't really one of the main things. I've been doing that for a long time, getting up at 5 o'clock. But this, I was talking to. I've got this guy I go to. He's like a sort of coach, sort of therapist, sort of all of the above,
Yeah,
which is probably mental on its own. But that's I'll leave that for another day. That story. He's like, well, he recommended. I was telling him what I was doing. He goes, you should read this book. It'll probably just drive home a couple of things you're doing. So I read the book and I was like, holy fuck, this book is singing to me.
yeah,
Um, just gives you bits, and like there's information out there that has been the same information for years about how you need to look after your thoughts, look after your mind. It's so important how to not have negative shit around you.
yeah. But
All that is in your subconscious.
Stephen, like I'm the number one for this, right? And as a chef, you're probably going to go mental here about it, but I would very rarely have breakfast. I
Yeah.
I'm a I start work at 8 o'clock. I roll out of bed at 20 to 8. I'm in work for
Mhm.
5 to 8. Like that, I'm sort of going. Is Stephen on to something here? Getting up early, getting your shit together. You know,
Shaggy, I don't eat. I might eat at 11 o'clock, man, and I'm up at 5.
but
It's
when you get up at 5, what? So take us through your routine, Stephen. Your from you get up in the morning, do
right.
you go to bed at night?
All right. I get up in the morning, average day, right? And now I'm back at work. It's handy. Average day, I'm up. My alarm's set for 10 to 5. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd never, ever, ever, ever hit snooze. I jump out of bed straight away. Thank you for today. Thank you for now. Happy days. Let's go. Thank God for having a great day, or for getting me up from alive. Downstairs before I've any coffee, before I turn on my phone, before I do fuck all, I meditate for 20 minutes. I'm up to 20 minutes now. I started meditating about just after Christmas. So what about I've just hit my 100 days streak on Headspace. So whatever, 100 days ago, whatever.
oh,
I
and
started off.
and and you're using the Headspace app.
Oh yeah. Using the Headspace app. That's how I got into it. So I started off in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, sorry, and I was like, this is fucking impossible. How does any cunt do this? And then I've just grown, stuck with it. And it's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. Some
Yeah,
days I'm just not there at all. Most days I'm not. But if you can get even a couple of seconds where you get into this fucking zone, it's just like I have tunnel vision here.
yeah, yeah,
This is great. Complete calmness. So anyway, I bang out a meditation. Then I go over to the table. I write out my intentions for the day. Like today, just for talk's sake, today I will bang out a great podcast with Shaggy.
yeah.
Right? Just for instance, that is one of the core things. Then I try to stick to. Go have a coffee, read a bit of my book, try to do a chapter a day, but I don't usually get that done in the morning. And then go and train. Train at 6 o'clock. Well, I'm training the CrossFit, or I'm training in the mall. I train at 6 o'clock. Train for 40 minutes to an hour. Home, that's it. Have a coffee with Laura before she goes to work. Get changed, go to work. Might have breakfast by 11 o'clock. Whatever. I've no real set times. I just eat when I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I come home, switch off, do a bit of talking, do a bit of research on the thing for food and shit.
Yeah,
Stuff I like doing. It's not really work. I just like doing it. I
yeah,
do
yeah,
my
yeah.
Instagram in the I do my Instagram in the morning too. Actually, I forgot to put that in after Laura goes to work. I only spend 20 minutes a day in it, so I get my post up, get a story up, write back the comments, do my likes or whatever. Because
Yeah.
you're fucking. See if you spend too much time, that shit zaps you as well.
See, Stephen, this is something, and I am a social media slut. Like I can't help. I have to check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat,
Yeah, yeah,
and you want to know something? It actually you see now that have a child in the house, right? I have less time on it, and
yeah.
so spend less time away from it. You realise that you don't really miss it
You
at all.
miss fuck all your slowly brainwashed all day, Shaggy.
And I don't know about you, like, but for every Facebook post saying "Can't wait till the coronavirus is over" or "Can't wait for the vaccine," you've the next
Yeah,
person putting in going, "These boys, the boys with the tinfoil hats at all these conspiracy theories and
yeah.
with
The
5G
potheads,
and
different little potheads.
like they reckon, Stephen, that the reason that there's been very little rain is the fact that there's very little airplanes in the sky.
Right,
Look, I don't
right.
know about that. It's fucking rained a long time before there was fucking airplanes. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so thanks for sharing all that, Stephen. What about how have you been dealing with lockdown?
Keeping busy, Shaggy. You got that ebook blasted out. So it was about probably a month's work we got done, and maybe over that in
Yeah,
2 weeks. So that was it. Keeping busy. I get up during that lockdown. All I did was cook. I
yeah.
looked at stuff to cook, and then I cooked it, and then I took a picture of it, and then I wrote down how to do it, and then I put it on Instagram. That's what I did, and it was brilliant, and I loved
Uh,
it.
Stephen, like, yeah, obviously, we haven't, nobody's able to go out for a beer. I don't drink in the house, never have. So it just shows you that knocking out the weekends, you miss absolutely nothing. Like, not a thing. Like, I don't give. If I
Fuck
genuinely
all.
don't care. I don't like if I ever get if I never get an beer, I don't care. Though, that sort of thing. As the days go by, I just be like, fuck
Look,
it, if I can
I'm
get a
I'm
beer,
in
I
the
get a
same
beer.
boat now, Shaggy, but I'm under no illusions. I haven't really been tested yet. There hasn't been any football matches to go to. There hasn't been any social gatherings.
uh,
I'm here. Oh yeah, it's no boss staying off the drink, but I haven't been tested yet.
but you want to know something? It's. I'm sort of half glad this thing came in because Arsenal were having a nightmare of a season, so
Brutal,
it's an
absolutely
absolute
brutal.
absolute welcome break because we were in the
Some
complete
some crack
arse.
Liverpool supporter, even when they do get the title, which they completely deserve,
Of course,
this has pissed and shit all over it.
it's not the same, like because lifting
Oh, it's not.
a trophy in an empty stadium, or the fans can't go celebrate it. It's I don't know, like it's same with Celtic too. Like they probably deserve the SPL, but
Pissed all over.
aye, but no, Stephen, as I was saying, I put it yesterday on Facebook. Couple of questions.
Let's be good.
And the first person to reply was a very dear friend of ours, Stephen, James Kavanagh.
Right.
And his question was, do you miss the brick row? Do you mind the brick row, Stevie?
100%. The brick row. Yeah.
That's that's
If I
where
do, if ever do go back in the drink, that's where it'll be found.
I Beatty, me and fucking James Cav will go down. 3 balls of bow, couple of bottles of
Yeah.
Big Beastie. Do you mind Big Beastie?
Oh, Slanger.
Gold quarter bottle of
We
Gold
gold bits
Slinger.
cut the back of your throat and make you
Oh,
drunk quicker.
stinking.
Yeah.
And so that's his question because like us, the brick row for anybody that doesn't know was a wee lane just off the my square, but it's ruined now because there's nothing but houses and stuff. But it's where people in that area. Generations, Stevie. Like there was generations before us was down
Oh,
the brick road.
oh,
We were probably, we were
Peter.
probably, we were probably the last generation to get the full use out of it. Like
We're all that was left of a few good men.
exactly. Like you went down the brick road and you went down the brick road boy and you come up a man. Like no doubt about it. That's where you
We
took your
did.
first sauce and it was good crack. I used to go down there for a cab before we went to the teenage Glenavon or teenage clublands. Down with the days, Stevie. A
It was
long,
the
long
days,
time
Jackie.
ago. Shane Miller had
Got
a
took your first sauce and got your first hand job.
was two some
Yeah.
some spot. Um, I you and James Cav stand beside me too. And it wasn't from James Cav. In case anybody was listening,
That's up for debate.
that is up
I
for
know what
debate.
I know what I think.
Shane Miller put a question that was a fitness related question, Stevie. Like I was going to
Right.
answer it, but I thought maybe, might have you answer it instead. Where is
Exactly.
it?
Appreciate
Where
for
is it? Fuck, is it? Right. Anyway, let's take his question.
you
We
have
can't find
note,
it, but
Jackie, you don't have a wee notepad there and write all this shit out before we get
I
going.
had it. I had it screenshotted, but sure, I'm in a WhatsApp group, Billy, and as that much shite comes through.
Mute. I would be muting that shit.
That's
Mute. I do
negativity.
not. Oh, I fucking hate it.
Right, here we go. We've got it. We've got it. We've got it.
Right.
He wants to know, what do you find different between doing weights and CrossFit?
CrossFit is functional movement, as in when I went to the gym, I sat in a mirror and fucking doing bicep curls and was shitting myself if my arms weren't symmetrical. With CrossFit, there's no mirrors. You go in and you just lift fucking shit from A to B as quick as you can safely, and it's movements that you will be doing throughout normal life 9 times out of 10.
So,
Like,
because,
as
like,
in, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying here? Like,
I know exactly
no,
what you mean.
you don't do bicep curls in CrossFit or anything like that. It's functional stuff. It's shit that you need to work. That's what makes you into brick. And that is why I like it, because there's no mirrors or anything. Leave your fucking ego at the door. Just go in and train.
And I hope you make it out the other
You
side.
will make it out the other side, and it releases all these endorphins, and you're just like, I'm getting off fucking thinking about it. I just cannot wait to smash them all tomorrow morning.
And do you go to the CrossFit in Tamnamore, do you? Is that where
Yeah,
you go to?
CrossFit Tanamore. Anyone who's thinking about it, I advise you to do it. And if you've slagged it, yes, join the club. I was number one CrossFit hater, but out in Tandemore, it was brilliant. I went in as a complete beginner into that world, and it's changed my life without a shadow of a doubt. The guys in there are brilliant. There's good community. They're not clicky. You don't go in and everyone's like, who the fuck's that wank? They're sort of like, yeah, okay, cool. The people were showing me things that the people really do take your time. Yeah, they're good people.
And I was going to ask, like, for example, somebody may sort of size goes in and fitness level goes in. Would it take time to help you along, or is it kind of like
100%? The workouts are tailored for you, and it's not like you're feeling like, fuck, everyone's looking at me, I'm doing this wrong. There's very little time. Is there anyone in? There's 14 in class. Very little time is there anyone doing the exact same workout. You break it down to what you're comfortable with. For instance, double unders and stuff are clean. There's I'm going to throw out all these names. You don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah. So long story short, everything is broke down to suit you, and you get the same stimulus of the workout as someone doing it the exact way it's meant to be done.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to feel like a wank. Are you going to go, Shaggy? I got a sign on bonus.
I'll go, Stevie. No, Finty Daly put in a question here. Are you going to make a step up to Riverdale next season? We're moving up to Mid Ulster.
Are you?
No,
if you were moving down, I might have thought about it. I might have got a game.
we're sort of at the lowest of the low. I'm gonna have to really get it. I see. This is the thing, right? I could get away with being, because I wouldn't be a class footballer, but behind, I can hold my own on a soccer pitch.
You can spin. You can spin.
I can play ball, and I can move.
Yeah, you can. You can. You're not selling yourself, Shaggy. You're fucking great.
And
if you lost a wee bit of weight, there would be no fucking stopping you, man. And I'm not even joking.
So that's the thing, Stevie. I've sort of got this book of yours. This, you know what? I'm sick to the teeth of always saying, and I always do this. I lose a weight. I lose about a stone and a half, and think, right, that's it. Work's done. I'm gonna go. And then next thing I'm 30 pounds down in the auction room's getting trailed out by me. Yeah. And my life's just, and then it's a Chinese, it's a whatever. So I think I need to get myself geared up to get into it, because we're Mid Ulster next year, and I'm 30. I'm coming 31, Stevie. Like, I definitely think if I keep the old head down, I could be playing championship level football. I could be the Jamie Vardy of fucking.
I was going to say that you probably won't make the Prem now, but you've definitely got championship football in you.
Championship football would be like.
Put the words out of my mouth.
Here, but no, that's something, with this whole coronavirus shit that I'm ripping, because like yourself, Stevie, I nearly always work weekends. If I wasn't working in a bar, I was working in dairy transport. So as I said, last year I went sort of something similar to yourself. I just went, what puts me in bad form? Working weekends, right? And I went, I'll take a bit of a financial hit, but you know what? So what? My mental health's far more important than a few quid.
Shaggy.
And and then I started playing for Riverdale. And you know what, Biddy, I actually scored a couple of goals and all. I was having the best crack, and then the coronavirus came. But sure, it is what it is. But yeah,
Like, look at it the arrow. You go back. You keep practicing. Go back, fucking twice as fit, and go and smash it.
smash it. I'm gonna need to because mid ulcer is a bit of a step up, like so. I need to fit into the jersey sort of half alright. Like there was one set of jerseys I could fit into the L1 Biddy was they were tight, like not going.
Was it tight, Shaggy?
You know,
yeah, I can imagine.
you know what I mean, like, and
Yeah.
you know, whenever you're doing like a wee Cruyff turn down the wing, it just doesn't look as good, Biddy. If we
Sometimes,
bit
you
of
know, I
the,
think that look makes it look even better, Shaggy.
but you want
Like
to know something?
when you were doing them things with the Swifts and you were dancing around the ball, and with it being slightly bigger, it made it even more fucking beautiful or magical or something.
But it's not that, Stevie.
It was like when you're getting a massage by what you think is a small petite Thai woman, and you look around and it's this fucking bruiser sumo wrestler.
It's like I always say, I come on and people go, oh, here we go, here's this fucking big cunt coming on. And next thing you know, I'm fucking doing step overs and I'm past her
Yeah.
3 buys and you're going, fuck. So I have the surprise factor, but I only last about 5 minutes and I'm fucking gassed out. But so any thoughts are coming to play for Riverdale next year or just suppose we're
No,
working
Finty, I'll be. I don't think so. I can't commit. I might. That's the thing. I'll go balls deeper. I'll not go at all, and I don't think I can really be able to go at all. So sorry, but thanks for having me in mind. I'll definitely be down to cheer them on up the Dale, up the fucking Dale, Shaggy.
Up the Dale is right. Up the Dale.
Up the Dale.
Hi, we won a final this year, and I came on.
I've seen the celebrations for about 12 days. Kieran Mullen leading the line.
I'm the only man to ever have a chant in that level of football. The crowd were singing "Shaggy's on fire." So there you go, Stevie. There's
Where the Shaggy?
a bit of a fan favorite, you know.
I'm proud of that now.
Aye, so but as I say, Stevie, thanks for being on the podcast. Been meaning to have you on for a while. I think I did mention when I first started, just to have you on, because I've had a few ones say get Stephen Beatty on. I want him to talk about food, his dad, his training, his cookbook. So have you on now, Stevie. And look, this isn't going to be.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So look, there is
like,
a friend I work with, and she was asked, you know, she wanted to know about the books and stuff, and how you've sort of, because it is, without getting too deep here, Stevie, like you have completely changed your life from, you know, we first started knocking
100%. And even with the likes of the reading, Shaggy, I can't fucking read. You know, with 2 classroom assistants in school, I've Eddie D, Eddie. I've half the fucking alphabet after my name. I had to sit down with a book on my iPhone and Google nearly every fucking word. So it's not easy. You have to make changes. You have to make sacrifices, and that's it.
As I said earlier, Stephen, you've always had a great mentality, and it's a trait that a lot of people. I don't think you're either born with it or you have to work really hard to get it. And you have what I call, from watching are you watching The Last Dance on Netflix about Michael Jordan?
No, I'm not. I might watch it though.
What? It's fantastic. I'll tell you, even if you're not into basketball, he has
the mentality. No, I don't mind it actually.
He has the mentality of he has to be the best, and he tries to bring everybody up to his level, and he calls people out. And you've always had that trait. You've always had that I have to be the best. I can't be beaten, and it's a trait that I think a lot of people should have. And I think that's why you've been
I'm trying to get rid of that as well.
But
that's not. I get it. It served me well, and I get it. But I think the way to go is you just have to be a wee bit better than you were yesterday.
Aye, well, yeah, obviously not to the extent of roaring people up and down, but yeah, like,
I know, Jesus.
Like, I think, but it must be some change from working in the kitchen and seed as working in the kitchen.
100%. Like the way, you get yourself worked up for fuck all. You know, if something's not done right, so what? It'll be done right the next time.
But here
you don't have to go full retard on people anymore. That is not nice.
Name me a
chef. I don't feel good doing it, and I didn't feel good doing it. You don't feel good after. There's no pluses, none.
But you're here. It's made you who you are today, Beatty. You know.
Yeah. No, I am. I had to go there to get where I am now, and I'm really happy where I am now.
Hey, any whenever this whole thing's over, you any thoughts for any holidays or any plans or?
Probably still probably go to Beatz or Amsterdam. Maybe I'm off the drink, like, but I wouldn't mind an old fate of shroomies or something.
Rolling about Amsterdam. That's the
More
job.
the more psychedelic sort of stuff. I'll be definitely anything that God sort of creates. I think I'm okay with.
You're hoping for. Um, very good. No,
But no,
as I
yeah,
say,
no, I probably will. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind fucking off for Christmas, Shaggy, either. To be honest with you, because
yeah,
work stays closed for a week. You can go away and you don't have to
chill out,
worry about
relax.
if it's been done right. You can proper fucking switch off. So, and I could take Christmas or leave it. So yeah, more than likely, me and Laura go somewhere over Christmas. Highly likely.
Happy days. Well, Stephen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Hopefully, it's not the last time. Definitely get you
No,
on
it
again.
was good fun.
Yeah.
We've been here right while now, haven't we? What 40 minutes?
Have we? Been going for 35 minutes. So yeah, it's been an absolute joy, Stephen. So hopefully the next time on the podcast, I'll have lost a bit of weight. I'll have learned how to cook a little bit better. And
Jackie, you will have. Change them hopefully to I will have lost weight. I will be a better cook. I will be better. I will be the top goal scorer in the Longsdale fucking championship. Come on, up the Dale.
Up the Dale is right. But here, Stephen, no, it's been an
Here's your
absolute
hopefully
joy.
I will.
Yes, all good. No, Stephen, as I said, it's been fantastic having you on. Good. It's even good to catch up. I think our lives just two separate ways.
You go a different way. Look, you see when you start growing, there's casualties on the way. All you can do is hope that the bruises aren't.
You know what I mean? Well, that's it, Stevie. You know, like
yeah.
Whenever
100%.
I moved out to the wilderness of a dog of a child now, so you know yourself.
Congratulations again to you and Claire on the Balbino. Happy
thank you
fucking
very
days.
much. And sure, here, Beatty, when this is all over, we might even catch a wee coffee somewhere because
we'll definitely, we will catch a coffee, Shaggy.
Sorry, we will catch a coffee.
We will catch a coffee.
Yeah. Stephen, it's been an absolute joy. As I've said before, hopefully have you on again soon. And thanks very much for being on, Stephen. And I'll chat to you very soon.
Take care. Hello, Claire.
I'll do.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, lad. Good luck. Bye bye. Thanks very much for listening, folks. That's all for me this week. I was Mr. Stephen Beatty, absolute legend. Follow him on Instagram, the Kinetic Cook, or just search for his name, Stephen Beatty, and he'll have loads of tips on training his dad and books that he's read. Right, folks, that's all from this week's episode of Middle East and Throne podcast. Keep an eye out next week for the next episode. Again, everybody wash your hands, stay safe, and peace out.